Hello, and thanks for tuning into this video. My name is Zach, and I'm a lifelong reader and lover of all things science fiction, fantasy, comics, manga, personal development, and everything in between. Today, it's going to be just a quick short review and thoughts and feelings on Book 7 of Cradle by Will Wight, which is Uncrowned. So this book is coming at me after a slight break from the Cradle series. I took a little bit brief hiatus, but hey, after plowing through a bunch of my Libby library holds, back on the Audible credits that I had bought a while back. So getting through some of my Audible backlog, and yeah, Uncrowned, I was in the mood to break out of what I was reading, which is a little more slower paced personal development kind of stuff, or more headspace books. And yeah, sometimes you just want to get lost in the action, and Uncrowned delivers. So this book is great. I really enjoyed it after not reading it back to back from the last book. So I did take a little break between books, which was good to get a little bit breather room. And I feel like I'm currently on a break between the next one. But yeah, the only detractive negative from this book is the ending, and I've seen that everywhere. And I guess I should have maybe read some reviews to know it was coming, but yeah, that's the only thing that doesn't give this book a solid, because the ending, it's just a really abrupt ending that it's not really the end of the tournament. It ends on a very big kind of reveal moment, but the book itself, as we kind of saw at the end of the last book, we're going into the tournament. So I'm also reading Naruto right now, and I've been power reading through that because I said I've been craving kind of action shonen manga. So I've been reading the Naruto manga, and I recently read the Chunin exam arc, and this book is like the Chunin exam. It's a big round robin tournament. That's really all that happens in this book is the tournament. So it delivers on the promise of the last book. And the last book was great. I really like seeing all of the Akura clan stuff. And now we're here at the Uncrowned Souls tournament, and we know it's going to be a fight. And there are some, I guess, maybe I should have saw it coming, but yeah, the twist of who's paired with who, to match power levels, and, is the rivals paired together so they get their fights. And there were some twists and turns of who's paired with who, what's happened. Some little things happening behind the scenes with Aiton, who's being Aiton himself. Yeah, everyone loves Aiton. I love Aiton, and all the characters were great. I love seeing them have their big battles. Yaren has some really cool battles. So if you're a Yaren fan, like all of us are, we love all the main characters. Cradle has such amazing characters. It's why I also like Naruto, that the lovable characters. But all the characters are really here on display. Weishi Linden being a badass as usual, so he has some great moments. But yeah, also Yaren has great moments. Aiton has great moments. They all have really cool moments, and we even get some of those. If you're been waiting for that, the reveals of the larger world, the iterations. So we see some of the larger worlds start to come into play to Cradle, and they're starting to interfere. And we, at the end of this book, we see a little glimpse of kind of the outside power game outside of our Cradle iteration. So that was really cool, and it really hyped me up at the end that we start seeing the larger world at play. And that's why I mentioned the cliffhanger, because the tournament predictably comes to an end by the end of the book, but there's some very unresolved final fights, and some grudges, and some things that happened, I guess, typically of a Cradle series book. That, yeah, there's some power-ups that happen as people break through their limiters and advance to the next levels. But how that happens was very cool, and I love seeing that and what all goes down on these final matches. And then we're left like right at a cliffhanger. It's just such an abrupt ending. That's the only thing that I would give this 4.5 out of 5, because everything else about the book was great. Very fast paced, lots of action, lots of things going on. Advances the plot of the Cradle storyline, advances the larger universe storyline, and then we're left with a big cliffhanger. So not that it's a bad thing, because Cradle books, they're not that expensive. They're really reasonably priced, even if you buy them without using Audible credit. So it's definitely worth the credit, or worth buying it during Audible sale, because usually only like $6 or $7, which is less than the credit. But yeah, this was a great book. Wrapped up nicely with the fights, but left the next piece hanging. So the fights that do happen have great resolutions, and I love the character progressions and the battles and the description of battles. As always, Will Wight does great with his writing here. But yeah, the ending of not like advancing to the next stage like we saw at the end of the last book, where yeah, the big battle is over and then we saw what's next coming, which was like the Uncrowned Souls tournament. But this one kind of ends with the Uncrowned Souls tournament still not resolved. So yeah, that's the only detraction. But yeah, if you know that, you knew what you're getting into, you probably loved Cradle as well. If you've read this far, you're gonna keep reading because it's still great, still amazing. 4.5 out of 5. This was Cradle Book 7 Uncrowned. So thanks for watching and have a great day.